Welcome back on the Sunday morning. We're 40 minutes past the hour. Have you broken your New Year's resolution to get in shape and lose weight? If you have not, congratulations. You've made it past Quitter's Day, which is the second Friday in January. That is when most people give up on their New Year's resolutions. Here with us to help stay on track is nutritionist and behavior specialist Carrie Lupoli. Carrie, good morning.
Good morning. Happy Quitter's Day, I guess.
I had no idea. All right. So nearly half of Americans want to start a new diet in the new year. They want to work out. Why do New Year's diets fail despite really such high motivation every January?
Every January. We do this every single year. It's like, what's the definition of insanity, right? Well, here's the thing. We are really motivated at the beginning of the year. And I always say nothing magical happens on January 1st. But each year, it's like this motivation is high, and motivation's not a strategy. It's rocket fuel. When you have it, you should use it, but it's temporary. And if we're not rooted in a deep why, what we really want, why we want it, and it's beyond just simple weight loss, then we're never going to stick with anything, because we're also really frustrated with ourselves by this point of the year. And when we're trying to build a new relationship with our body, like by working out or getting healthy, but we do it from a place of frustration and punishment, it's not going to stick.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the worst part of not keeping up with your resolution is the self-loathing. There's a recent poll from Morning Consult. It revealed 42% say they're going to reduce calories when they were asked what kind of diets they were going to try to do in the new year. Reducing calories, low carbs, low fat. We see that on your screen. Intermittent fasting is very popular. But you say it's more about a mindset. Tell me why, Carrie.
Yeah, well, I mean, the diet thing is all around, really, honestly, an industry that profits off of us not doing well. Failure, 90% failure rate for all of those diets that you saw right there. So we have to actually go at this in a different way. We have to think about truly health versus weight loss. Weight loss, stubborn weight loss, weight gain, those are all just symptoms of something else going on. And we keep going after weight loss, and then we start to do things that are deeply unhealthy. But when we can actually decide, instead of a resolution, a blueprint for ourselves, what does the healthiest version of us do, say, think, and believe? Because our thoughts and our beliefs, they're actually the things that dictate our actions. But I don't think we ever take a time to really dig into what does the healthiest version of me do and be that person.
With all of that said, what are some sustainable habits we can incorporate into our everyday lives? Let's start with food. What should people prioritize?
Okay. I mean, first of all, people say to me, Carrie, just give me a meal plan, tell me what to eat. And I'm like, okay, your life is not a script. It's no life is the same. And we've already seen on, January 11th, that your life has shown up. And so going through a meal plan is never going to work. We need to understand how food fuels our body. I always say, what thrives in a deficit? Let's be honest, nothing. But yet we keep thinking if I just eat less and less and less, then I'm going to lose weight. Again, let's go after health, recognize that we need food. And the new food pyramid that just came out actually helps us a little bit with this. If we can reduce the processed foods, if we can prioritize protein, and we eat when we feel hungry, like not just blast through hunger pains like it's a badge of courage or an honor, and actually stop eating when we feel satisfied, it's amazing how our body just naturally takes in the right amount of food.
That is great advice. What about exercise? What daily habits should we have there?
Okay, well, it's always about what we're ready, willing, and able to do. One of the reasons why we actually fail at sticking with anything is because we try to do everything at once. And our brain, I'm a behavior scientist, and our brain actually doesn't like new stuff. And so at the beginning of the year, we throw all this new, which is unfamiliar, and your brain's job is to keep you safe. It doesn't know that you're on a plan. It doesn't care that you're trying to get healthier or lose weight. It just says, whoa, wait a minute, we're doing a whole lot of things different here, and that feels unsafe to us. So we've got to start small. If you're not working out right now, how can you start to incorporate some movement with the idea of 1% progress, but with the idea that I'm never going to stop up leveling? It's going to be something I'm doing forever. So no more 30-day challenges, no more 75 hard. We have to adopt a lifestyle. It's got to be about who we are, not just what we do. Slow progress over time that's consistent is going to make you truly actually where you want to go. And we have to be done with the quick fixes from an industry that doesn't really want us to succeed.
I do want to shift gears here. This number surprised me. There's a recent survey. It found that 1 in 5 women between the ages of 50 and 64, so middle-aged women, have taken a GLP-1 drug of some sort. Many of them, especially when you're reaching premenopause, perimenopause, or menopause, they say it's the only way to lose weight.
I know.
What are your thoughts?
So most of my clients come to me in their 50s, and by the time they've come to me, they have dieted or obsessed about food in their body for more than 3 decades. So they feel like they've done it all because we keep following all of these deprivation mindset diets. And we have really truly a belief system that I have to lose weight in order to be confident. I have to lose weight in order to do the things. We keep living our life like our goal is to find the right diet. And it's so much more than that. But we really do believe that this is the only way to get those things. When we realize that we really probably haven't been doing anything consistently and we haven't truly been serving our body, but we've been following these trendy things over and over again, we realize we actually haven't tried everything. The one thing that we really haven't done is showed up consistently for ourselves because we love ourselves too much not to, not because we're frustrated or we feel like confidence is in a number on a scale. And so, like, we go with the only other thing that the weight loss industry has really convinced us that we need to do next. And it's just not true. I've had thousands of clients that have not had to do that. And they have not just lost the weight and gotten healthy, but feel so empowered because they figured out how to truly establish sustainable habits for themselves. And that's kind of the most amazing kind of health there is.
Stay consistent. That's what I'm learning from this interview. Carrie Lupoli, really great having you on. And hopefully people stick with their resolutions. But to your point, don't be too hard on yourself.
No, love yourself too much not to show up.
That's right. That's right. Carrie, thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.